everybody, welcome to another episode of The Village Guy. Today we've got Dawid Kellerman, also known as Duffy. He's currently in Japan playing professional rugby and living up there, and he's a bit on a holiday here in Paarl. So I grabbed him and he said he's leaving to Japan very soon, so I probably got him at a good time. I just wanted to find out a bit about his journey. I see he was at Gym as well as a captain in 2018, so we're going to chat a bit about that. And then also Craven Week, VP, Buller, and also Sevens. He also played for some for the SA Sevens, the junior squad. So I just wanted to find out more about Dawid Kellerman and life in Japan. How's it, dude?
I'm good, thank you for having me, first of all.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a ride to get to Japan, to go play over there. But the journey was good, and you can't turn time back, so don't regret anything. And I mean, playing in Japan is such a lovely time, and it's such a fun game to play there, rugby, Okay. So but thank you for having me.
Oh, cool, man.
Looking forward.
So let's rewind 5 years ago. So we, of course, at Gym, we are captain of the first team. Did you win inter-schools that year?
We didn't.
Okay. Not in this year?
No, we didn't.
So just give me a rundown of the past 5 years. So Gym captain 2018 all the way to Japan now, your Craven Week journey, VP, Buller, and also the SA Sevens. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously 2018 matriculated at Paarl Gym, and I think we had a quite good season. We lost one game against Paarl throughout the season, and then came towards the end of the season we lost inter-schools, like I said. So that was a hard pill to swallow, but I mean, everything happens for a reason. And after school, I was coached by Peter Rousseau, and he was obviously, his brother Chris Rousseau was coach at the Bulls.
Okay.
So I had a kind of a relationship. Obviously after schools, went to the Bulls, and got called by Marius Kuman to play play sevens.
Okay.
For the under 18, and so the 15s rugby got pushed aside a bit, but I mean, you learn a lot about this from sevens as well, and more like a running style of rugby and bit of vision and stuff. So I think that was also a good part of my career. Went to Argentina and Algeria for some Commonwealth Games and Junior Olympics and stuff. So that was quite a highlight of my career as well. Something I look back on. And afterwards continued my career at the Bulls, and got into the setup on the junior bokkie squad. And I think we went to Stellenbosch on a training camp. First 3 days did fitness like you can't believe. Every day fitness. And once the good part was meant to start, COVID struck, so all went home, and we didn't have our under 20 World Cup, so I was quite disappointed on that. I was looking forward for that, and after that I heard about this Japanese contract, and we were hanging on to that, and we're talking to my agent Andre Strauss. So we were deciding on that for quite a while, because we didn't know how things is going to go at the Bulls, because Jake White just signed, and got back at the Bulls, and obviously they signed quite a few centers. Harold Forster, Cornel Henry started, Lionel Mapu, and I saw stuff was quite difficult at that moment as a youngster, and as a youngster, as a rugby player, you're hungry, you just want to play, so you don't want to just train and stuff, and maybe patience was the answer. But once I signed the deal at Japan and got on that side, they welcomed me with warm arms. So nice, Honda Heat is the club's name. So I don't regret anything, and I enjoy it. Have good mates there, some South Africans, so we can have a braai sometimes. And so enjoying it on that side, get my playing time, and just lovely.
So tell me something. After matric, did you get a contract to go to the Bulls? How did that work from matric to Bulls?
So I actually signed it quite late. I think just after Craven Week, because I visited a few clubs, went to the Lions and Western Province and the Bulls, and by that time I thought, the Bulls is quite a good environment and a good setup and everything there. And I had a few mates, because Grey College also was strong in 2018. So we were quite a strong young group, because when I went to the Bulls, so decided to go to the Bulls, and like I said, it wasn't it wasn't like, it was difficult because we didn't have under 19 tournament, and then so our junior setup was very good. I mean, the Bulls put a lot of effort in there. Like you see, they won a lot of competitions with that. So yeah, decided to go to the Bulls, and it was lovely just being in that. And our senior squad at that time, 2019, was a quite big names playing for the seniors. So it was lovely learning from them and stuff. You know.
And I mean, your Craven Week experience, how was that?
Played 2017 and 2018. So 2017 also played with a couple of players you should know, Miller, Dup and them. So I think learned a lot about them, and I think we drew against the Lions in Joburg that year, so we didn't go through to the finals. So that was lovely being there and being in that setup, and then obviously going into 2018 also as a senior player in that group, in that setup. So that was lovely. That was obviously on Brugstraat, so home ground and everything, and that was a lovely tournament playing in. I think by winning the tournament also put us a little step in the door, so that was also.
But I mean, Paarl is so exciting now with all the junior rugby. I mean, we had the World Cup, the Craven Week was at Landbou. Now the SA junior team is playing here at Landbou and at Paarl Boys. So I mean, it's there's so much of the national rugby setup and all the hosting. It's so nice to have such games here in Paarl. Yeah,
I mean, with all the crowd in Paarl, all the rugby lovers. So I mean, people come from Cape Town or wherever, Wellington, to come watch rugby. Even school rugby you saw last week, inter-schools and stuff. It's massive.
So what is your what was your biggest eye opener from moving from school school rugby to the professional setup? Of course, it's always a dream to get a contract by a big union. So you go to a big union. What's the first thing? Okay, whoa! Is it really run like this? How's that experience?
Yeah, when you first sign the deal, and when you get to, I went to the Bulls, so when you get to your union, it's quite you get shocked as you walk past Andre Pollard, Adrian Strauss, all that people, and you're okay, shit, I'm actually here now, and it takes a while to actually start thinking for yourself, listen, you are here now, but after a while you need to think, okay, I'm a youngster, but you can't think the whole time I'm a youngster, I can't compete with that guy. So I think once you realize that, and once you actually start developing that mindset to get into that bigger squad, and not like feel shocked the whole time, like, okay, I'm at the Bulls now. You should actually like, the sooner you get used to that feeling, like you're at the Bulls, the sooner you can work on some stuff, and the sooner you can, but biggest eye opener, I think the first time I've walked into, because I've never been in Loftus before I went there. I think the first time I've walked in there and, like I said, walk past some big names, see Loftus, see the setup and everything, and actually know like you're a professional player now, and this is a dream come true. So
how are senior players when like these newbies come in, because newbies always hungry. I mean, I always say in a rugby team they're only 15 and there's always someone gunning for your position. How are the senior players when you come there? They're more like very open, like
they actually was like when I went to the Bulls, or same as Honda. You play with people you grew up watching, and you always think like, damn, I'm actually going to play with this guy. And but the way they grab you into that team spirit, or the culture, is actually, it makes you feel more, it makes you feel more welcome there. When I went to the Bulls and stuff, it was actually, because that was more my junior years. So I remember, you walk past someone and he's actually looking, and you thinking like, is this guy looking at me because I'm the same position, or he's looking at me because I'm a new player? So I don't know. When I remember my first training at the seniors, I was playing against Jesse Creel,
monster.
And I remember Earl Dowry is also from Paarl. He was next to me, and he told me before training, listen here, this guy's going to come hard every time. And I remember walking from that pitch, and my body was just sore. I was like, yeah, this guy is coming hard. So
and he's also like
he's
a
also
monster.
a big and physical guy. So I won't remember that.
And the biggest eye opener from moving from South African rugby over to Japan rugby, like culture, how's that set up?
I mean, I think that was the biggest eye opener of my career so far, moving to Japan, and like Japan putting so much effort into the rugby, and I think I actually got there and I saw like this guy's actually, the rugby is big now in Japan, like everything's around rugby and the crowds and everything. And when I got there, like, South African rugby is quite structured and stuff. When I got there, it was more running rugby and more free as you go. So that's what I actually fell in love with on that side. You can still run with the ball, and I'm not taking that away from South Africa because they're also doing that at the moment. But I mean, going to Japan, the culture is quite difficult to adapt to. But I've been there 2 years and I love it. I mean, the people is amazing. Kindness is amazing. So,
And I mean, just like general lifestyle in Japan, like what do you do weekends? Like, what's it like? What's the daily life in Japan? Because I've never been there.
So where I come from in Japan, it's quite a country town.
All right, cool.
So we're like almost a Wellington of Cape Town or something. So luckily we can still on weekends have a braai. We can go to some of our mates' places. We have a braai, have a beer and everything, watch the rugby. So on weekends, if you don't play a game, go fish, you go camp, you go braai, or you just hang out. Most of my friends there have family, so part-time job is a babysitter. Not really, but a lot of the time, like I look after the kids and go play with them.
Oh wow!
Because I stay alone there, so when I get bored, that's something you can keep you busy with.
Wow!
Is playing with the kids, and when the snow comes,
that's so
you
cool.
outside throwing snowballs and making a snowman.
Really
and
cool. So what's the big dream now? Like what's Dawid Kellerman working towards personally?
So I just signed 2 years in Japan, and it's for me it's hard to take that Springbok dream from a South African rugby player. But obviously I'm in Japan now, and the way it's going at the moment, I can't see coming back. But obviously, rugby, it can end at any time. So from now on, just this next 2 years, just get as much playing time as I can. And just from then on, just take it contract by contract. I don't want to say I want to play for Japan one day. I don't want to say I want to play for the Springbok one day. I'll see what happens, and I just my biggest goal is to be the best I can be one day. So just work towards that goal.
And how do you see life after rugby? Like, what do you see yourself doing, or what do you think you're going to be doing?
So I didn't study. I didn't go study. It's not my first option. But my dad has a business in Paarl, so I don't want to be walking in there. But I'm not quite involved there, but we hang out and talk about the business quite often. And
that's cool.
And just get a few apartments, or just to get like a small holding somewhere, a few cattles, and just like a normal place I can just go to, just chill, sit on my porch, have a coffee in the morning, and so.
I mean, talking about hunting, I've got these questions they call this or that, so it's only one answer. So let's start with that one. Fishing or hunting?
Hunting.
Okay. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Okay. Pineapple on a pizza or not?
No warm pineapple. No thanks.
How's pizza in Japan?
It's good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good. You get your places. There's a place right around my corner, which is actually not a good thing for me.
Okay.
But pizza I like it. Pizza is one of my fast food favorites. So.
Okay. Fullback, Springbok, Willie or Colby? Willie Leroux or Colby?
Sure. That's a difficult one. I'd say at this moment I'll pick Willie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool with the wing.
Yeah. Do you watch series or movies?
Movies.
Alright. What's the latest movie, last movie you watched?
It was actually last night, the last summer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
American football or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay, cool. And McDonald's or Kentucky? Neither.
Sure. So in Japan it would be McDonald's, but in South Africa it would be Kentucky.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool. Insta, Facebook or TikTok?
Instagram.
Toyota or Land Rover?
Toyota.
Okay, saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So give me your fondest childhood memory. Like, what is the one memory that always pops up in your head?
One thing I always remember when I was younger was always on Sundays my cousin would come over, and my brother is 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
And obviously you watch the rugby on the Saturday, so then Sundays they all will have a family braai or whatever, and we'll put the sprinklers on the grass and make it muddy.
Okay.
And we'll play rugby against each other. And I know it's always, a Sunday when your dad comes after afternoon nap and he sees his grass or his lawn it's not what it used to be. And yeah, so I always remember that of a rugby point of view.
Who's your biggest influence in your life? So who's the person, like you're always bouncing off ideas, bouncing off decisions with?
So it started 2 years ago, I think. I met Justin down in Japan.
Okay.
He played for Griquas.
Yeah.
And then he went to Santori in Japan.
Yeah.
He's been there 8 years, I think. So I met him, and I think he's such a big part of my life at the moment. I think if I have problems or not problems, but if I have to talk to someone about something, and I'll talk to him, and rugby, outside of rugby, anything, I think he's such a good man in my life. And also his family, that's the kids I play with recently, babysitting, I think his family and his wife Jackie also. I mean, we gossip a lot. He's getting annoyed by that, but we also I'll go every Sunday, I'll go to them, I'll talk to them, and I think he plays such a big part in my career and outside of my career so far.
Yeah, the thing is probably important because you're away from your parents and you need like a parent figure there.
100%,
Okay, cool, pretty. What's your proudest moment in your rugby career?
Proudest moment? Would have said inter-schools, but no, I wouldn't say it's one specific moment, but I think where I feel the most valuable not valuable as a rugby player, but the proudest is, it's not about fame, but after a game when kids or little people come up to you and ask you for photos and ask you, you actually think to yourself like you actually mean something to them. And like also with Justin down a couple of days ago, a guy came up to us in Japan, and he said he was working at a cookie store or whatever, and he gave us a packet of cookies, and he said he's supporting Honda Heat and stuff, and got a shirt in the back of the car, went up to him and gave him a shirt, and he was actually like on his face I saw like this actually means a lot to him. And I think that about rugby, I like meaning something to other people as well.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So if you could invite 3 people for supper, dead or alive, who would the 3 people be at your table?
Yes. Am I cooking? Who's cooking?
You're doing everything, you're hosting, so you
okay, my number 1 will be Craven Verleden. He played with me in Matric in Paarl gym because he's a chef now.
Oh, okay, so he's gonna come cook.
So he's gonna come cook with me. And where's the dinner, in Paarl or in Japan?
In Paarl.
In Paarl.
Yeah. At your house.
Okay, so my parents are already there.
Yeah, your parents are already there.
Okay, then I have to say Mark Etzebeth. He's also one of my mates. I don't know, recently we don't see each other a lot, so we see each other once a year. So
okay, is he brother of?
He's cousins of Eben.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
right.
It's his cousin. So I would say that 2 guys. I mean, we can chat for hours and hours.
And the third person?
She wouldn't like me saying this, but I would say Nadia Klaasen. So I would like her coming over and chat with us, enjoying my time spending with her. So, but she's not gonna like me saying that. But yeah,
I'm just putting it out there in the universe.
yeah. So yeah.
Was there ever a time in your rugby career where you're like, this is too much. It's like the stress, and I'm done with this.
Actually, not. I think I haven't got that feeling yet. I mean, every morning wake up and you feel like you're gonna go train and you see your mates again. So no, I haven't. I still have a vision for playing another 8 to 10, 15 years. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to play, but yeah, I never thought about not doing what I love. I mean.
And if you weren't doing if you weren't doing rugby or you weren't playing sport, what would you have been doing?
I think I would have been a farmer. I don't know. Yeah, I like just being in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would have been, but yeah, maybe a farmer.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Farming was what? What was farming with?
Cattle. So yeah.
What would you tell your 18-year-old self? So Dawid is finished with matric. He's 18. Knowing what you know now, what would you have told your 18-year-old self?
I think when I was matric, I didn't get included to the SA 18 or the SA schools team, and I was quite disappointed in that. Wouldn't say I went to like a in a hole or anything, but I would sit to myself or I would tell myself stuff happens for a reason, and sometimes it's not gonna go that well, but life is testing your strength. So to see how strong you can be, so if I can tell something to myself, is just keep on moving. Like in a rugby perspective, it's 10 to 15 years of your lifetime. So I mean, do it while you can and just take it step by step. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it happens, it happens. So I mean, mind can go further than your body can tell you. So just push through, and sometimes things is not gonna go well, but just keep on working and keep on doing what you do and what you love. So
what are you currently excited about in
life? Recently, I was in South Africa now, so when I came down to South Africa, just my scalp choppy and my brandewyn. I couldn't think about anything else than that. But yeah, just my most excitement is you don't know what the future holds. So just I'm very curious of where I'm actually gonna go, and where my path is going. So I'm very excited to see where that is going, and I don't want to look into the future, but I think most excited about that next season coming up now. So
but that's super cool.
Yeah.
What would you tell a 18-year-old rugby player playing rugby for their school? Like if they come to you and they pick up the phone and say, Dawid, I want to do professional rugby, like what would your advice be?
What I will tell myself is sometimes it's not going to go the way you would want it to go, and just take a step back doesn't mean you're not going to go forward anymore. So sometimes you just have to take a step back to go forward again, and just work hard and give your best every time. And every day when you wake up, I know you don't wake up and there's fitness with a smile. You don't wake up with a smile, but just enjoy it. Just go out and enjoy it. When you blink your eyes, your career is over. You finish and you're sitting at home and you're thinking about that time where you were actually miserable to wake up and go do fitness, but it's not that bad. So just take every day as it is and work hard.
I mean, like in Japan, are there girls that are like, hey, Dawid, crazy, go out with me, please.
Luckily, I can't speak the language yet, so I don't know what they're telling me. Yeah, you obviously get your people, and I won't say they like go out with me,
Yeah.
but yeah, they would maybe say sign a jersey or something, but yeah, not go out with me. So yeah, it's different on that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and then lastly, thoughts about the Springbok 15 team. I mean, like, of course, everybody was watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about it in the World Cup?
I'm looking forward to this World Cup because
Yeah.
it's, Pool A, Pool B. We
Yeah.
have quite a
Yeah.
tough draw, but I'm glad they're giving Grant Williams and Jaden a chance now to prove themselves for the World Cup.
Yeah.
But I'm also very sad
Was
about.
Grant Williams with you because he was also at home.
He was at Khmer. He wasn't with me. He's 5 years older than me.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So and I'm sad about Hanrei not being in the
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah.
Hopefully he will get in there. I know he's injured still and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, but I mean, anything can happen in a World Cup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
But
what's gonna
for
happen.
me, I'm more interested. There must be rules regarding the taking people with to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So now you have your squad of 33.
Yeah.
How do you? I don't know if you know it, but how do you then bring? Must someone else get injured before you can bring the other person in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you
Okay.
have to select the squad, and
Yeah.
I may talk under correction here, but that's what I've
Yeah.
heard. And yeah, you have your squad selection and you have your injury replacements or
Yeah.
your. But there has to be once you announce your squad, there has to be injury before
Okay.
they come in.
Okay. So if no one is injured, then Andre can't be in.
I actually don't know that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I actually explained. So I actually don't know that.
Or like you can't. If no one is injured,
Is he not
physically
allowed to
injured,
play?
That means they can't play if they're not in the squad. That's I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
That.
Well,
But I'm sure Rassi has read those.
I
those
also
legal
know,
things,
yeah.
So he's going to
yeah,
probably push the
he
boundaries there.
surely has a plan. So he always has a plan for that stuff. So yeah.
And then the last question, a pinch myself moment. So a moment in your life where it's like, whoa, Dawid, this is really happening to you.
Oh, there's quite a lot. So obviously when I went to the Bulls,
Yeah.
first year when I saw
Yeah.
actually where I am,
Yeah.
and it's actually a professional career. And then when I went to Japan, I think it was also, I told myself like, yo, this is such a lovely place, such a lovely people, such a lovely club. And yeah, I mean, you jog out onto a field and you're standing next to an All Black or a Springbok or
Yeah.
an Australian guy. So
Yeah.
yeah, then you're actually like, sure, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
In touch.
So what did you do in Paarl for the month? Like what exciting things did you do?
Oh, when I landed, I went to Victoria West first of all for a hunting trip.
Oh,
So
lovely.
yeah, and then came back, went to the family to Namibia.
Oh, nice.
Also a hunting trip. So
Wow.
that's why I said hunting and not
Yeah.
fishing. But then, yeah, between then and like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I was just family time and I've met this one girl. Once again, she
Oh,
won't
not
like
in
it.
Japan, yeah, South Africa.
No, she's South African. So I was spending time with her and with the
Okay.
family and stuff. And then my mate had a wedding, John-Luc Duplessis. So I went
Oh,
to his
wow,
wedding in
okay.
Mauritius for a week.
Jeez.
And came back and it was into school. So
Okay, and you went into school?
I didn't. I landed like there was 10 minutes left of the game and
Oh,
I
okay.
arrived in Hennies. So I only saw the celebrations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive match also.
Yeah. So
Okay, cool. So you had a fair share of
Yeah.
the South African weather and the sun and Namibia weather and sun.
quite a bit of that and that.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
now we're traveling to Japan and then when you come back.
Maybe next year June.
Okay, cool. I'll take
So,
time, more or less.
Yeah, more or less same time. So it would be a long stretch, but
Yeah.
like I said, I love it on that side. So
Yeah. Dude, but thanks
it's not
so much,
effort.
man.
Anytime,
I
yeah.
know
Thank
it's
you.
It's a Saturday. What the plans for the Saturday?
Braai. Braai.
Are we gonna bride out?
Yes.
At home?
Definitely at home.
Okay, cool.
The last night with the family.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, cool. But thanks so much.
Yeah,
man. It was really,
thank you.
really cool. And all the best with Japan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All the best for the 15 years of rugby still to be played, like you
Yeah.
said.
Hopefully.
Thanks.
Hopefully. Thank you. I appreciate it.